What's going on, people? Myke C-Town here with another episode of Records and Ramblings. Let's get into the records. First record I'm going to show you, this is Akitsa with Grand Tyrans. This is the most recent release from Canadian black metal band Akitsa. They are a fucking weird-ass band. They'll go from, like, super raw, ugly black metal to weird-ass, stripped-down, like, almost punk songs with these, like, horribly sung vocals, which remind me of what kind of like Shaitan does a bit, but it would probably make more sense to some people if the albums were a bit more consistent, but I actually like the bouncing back and forth that they do. It's really fucking bizarre, really unnerving, but kind of cool. Nice cover with the, is this like spot gloss? I don't know the technical term for that shit, but the black metal stuff on this album is great. The more punk sounding stuff is great. This shit is just great. Printed inner sleeve here. Lyrics on this side. Records on black won't bother showing you that, but I will show you that there's like, I don't know if you can see that, but there's like some kind of print on the inside of the jacket here, which is really neat. Also there too, I don't really know what it is because I don't want to stretch it too far, of course, and end up fucking up my shit. But yeah, this is some really unique sounding stuff, so if you want some fairly interesting, weird, and unique black metal, definitely check these guys out. I have a weird feeling that Wyatt X him, if he's never heard of Akitsa, I feel like he might actually like them. So Wyatt, if you're watching, make sure you check these guys out. This is the Akitsa Prurient split. Yeah, this is some of the more, black metal type stuff that Akitsa's done, not so much of the weird punk stuff, but yeah, raw, distorted guitars, driving mid-pace drums, really emotional and pained sounding vocals. Here's the front cover, back cover, and of course you guys know what Prurient's gonna give you, just ugly fucking noise, power electronics. I don't want to say like nobody else but them can do, but they just do it really, really, really fucking well. Dominic Furno is, in my opinion, one of the more interesting people doing that style of music. Records on Black won't bother showing you that. This record I'm going to show you, this is One-Eyed God Prophecy. This is their self-titled album, and the only album that these guys ever actually released. This is a Canadian hardcore band, and I remember them being really mysterious back in the day for some weird reason. I remember them being just really elusive when I first heard them. Like no one really knew much about the guys. I think they would just play shows, not really talk, and then just exit. Maybe I'm making that up. I'm fucking old and my memory might be skewed. I don't fucking know, but I think that that's what... Fuck, who cares? Anyway, when this record hit the scene, a lot of people lost their shit because it was so fucking good. It has a really unique mixture of influences. Like, it was hardcore at its base, but it also had some metal influences with how heavy it was, with some of the chord progressions. It also had a lot of elements of screamo, so it was a really unique band, and it appealed to a lot of different people. I feel like people that like bands like Union of Uranus or Rorschach, I feel like they were just in love with this shit. So yeah, I had this back in the day. I don't know what happened to it, so I bought another copy, and apparently it's not exactly hard to find, but it's a little bit pricey to get one at a good copy. And I don't know, I'm not really ticked off, but this one came not in the best of condition. But the vinyl itself is totally clean, so that's really what matters. Records on Black won't bother showing you that, but it did come with this nice cardboard thing here with lyrics. So yeah, if you're looking to give some hardcore a try, and I'm not talking about Youth Crew or fucking Earth Crisis style hardcore, like Madball. No, if you're looking to give, like, you know, some of the more chaotic, screamo-ish hardcore stuff a shot, I think this is one of those... Ooh, Jesus Christ. I think this is one of those bands that would appeal to people that are like more into metal but kind of want to branch out a little bit. So yeah, check them out. Next record I'm going to show you, Sonic Youth with Dirty. This is my favorite Sonic Youth album. This is the remastered double record, so I had to buy this even though I already had it on CD. And I don't like to be that guy that buys shit on multiple formats because it's just, in my opinion, it's a waste of money. But I just had to get this. Yeah, the first thing I'd ever seen from this record and from Sonic Youth period was the 100% video, and I just became obsessed with these guys. The video had all the skaters in it, and back then my entire life was skating and punk rock, and the guys in the band, they just looked so fucking cool, man. And then I just fell in love with Kim Gordon, who I still think Kim Gordon is a fucking goddess. And I really didn't know what to make of Sonic Youth when I first heard them. I thought they were a punk band, but they didn't really sound like a punk band, but it felt like a punk band. It was really weird, or it didn't sound like what I thought punk rock sounded like at the time. But yeah, rambling on. This is a fucking great record. Has some fantastic songs. Of course, 100% is one of my favorite songs by them. Drunken Butterfly, Shoot, Sugar Cane. I love your sugar cane. Yeah, this is great stuff. Nick Pick. Alright, I'm gonna stop. Both records on black, won't bother showing you that, but it did come with this really fucking weird and kind of pointless insert. Also, this one, I guess they kind of fit together. I don't know. Either way, here's the guys in the band, and there is Kim Gordon, who is just, oh, Jesus. Swoon like a motherfucker. Yeah, but she's awesome. Anyways, wow, you know what? Until right now, I did not know that the extra guitar on the song Youth Against Fascism was by Ian MacKaye. I had no idea. Interesting. Anyways, this is a fucking great record. Yeah, this is one of those bands that I really regret not seeing back in the day. You know, when you're young and bands come through town, you see bands so often that you're just like, oh, they'll be back, or, you know, you never really register the fact that one of your favorite bands might actually break up. And yeah, they broke up before I ever got to see them, so it's a bummer, you know, totally a bummer. Hopefully Thurston Moore doesn't decide to get the band back together with a bunch of fucking randos and play a bunch of terrible shows like fucking Billy Corgan did with Smashing Pumpkins. One of the worst shows I've ever fucking seen in my life. So yeah, Thurston Moore, don't ever do that. Next record I'm going to show you, this is Uncommon NASA, Written at Night. I won't go deep into this as far as how it sounds and all, because we reviewed this on Dead End Hip Hop. If I remember, I'll put the link in the description section down there. But it's kind of that dope Def Jux era hip hop, that kind of off kilter experimental hip hop. The shit that totally is right up my alley. Printed inner sleeve here. This is on Man Bites Dog Records, a fantastic record label that puts out a lot of dope indie rap. It's on like this kind of brown maroonish, I don't really know. Yeah, it's on a color, alright? I'm not sure if I like this album more than I liked Halfway. Halfway just spoke to me a little bit more than this one did, but this is still a super dope record. One of the more interesting albums from this year. And I know NASA's style doesn't appeal to everyone, but I feel like if you're a little open-minded and you don't like your hip-hop very conventional, then I think you'd actually benefit from giving that a listen. So the next record has a bit of a story behind it. So NASA is a rapper, but he's also a producer. He produces a lot of beats on his own albums as well as for other dudes. And there's also this show on YouTube that's called Rhythm Roulette. I think it's Mass Appeal that does it. And it's a really cool show where they take producers to record stores and make them blind pick a few records and then make a beat from them. Well, NASA does a kind of guerrilla bootleg version, kind of like what I do with What's in My Bag, because Amoeba just doesn't care to have me on their show, which is fine. Anyways, he went to a record store and he picked 3 records, and one of them was a Jerry's Kids record. So yeah, so he didn't know what it was. He gets it back to his place, realizes it's punk rock. He hates punk rock, and I don't even think he ended up using anything from it. But I hit him up and I was like, dude, why are you talking shit about such a great hardcore album? And I told him I'd buy it from him if he didn't want it. And so when he sent me a copy of Written at Night, he also included this. This is Jerry's Kids with Is This My World? This is classic Boston hardcore. You know, it kind of reminds me of if you took Agnostic Front and mixed them with SSD. I feel like you would get kind of an idea of what you're going to get with Jerry's Kids. But yeah, I think this is a great record. I don't know if they ever got their kind of props. I don't know, because I know like dudes that are my age know about these guys, but I don't know if they carried over throughout the generations. But yeah, here is the printed insert. And yeah, I have this on CD, but it's cool to have a vinyl copy. So thank you, Uncommon NASA, for both of these records. Very, very, very kind thing of you to do. Build Me a Bomb, No Time, Break the Mold. Like, these guys were fucking great, man. They just don't make hardcore like this anymore. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They don't do it. They don't. They just fucking don't. And yes, I sound like an old, out of touch curmudgeon, but I'll be that. I will be that. Alright, so that's it for this edition of Records and Ramblings. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As usual, thank you for living, thank you for loving, thank you for being you. Please don't die. And I'll see you guys next time. Alright? Peace, bitches.